everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Muse on the News. I'm Kel.
I'm Lisa.
Yana.
I'm Molly. Good evening, ladies.
So as anyone that's seen this before should already know, it's just a bit of a natter about this week's top news stories and any peculiar little news stories that we've managed to find throughout the course of the week. So where are we going to start then, ladies?
I think we're going to
with Molly's story.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go in with a weather one to start with.
Okay.
So yeah. There you go. You're going to share it for me. Perfect. So this is about the thunder snow that happened earlier on. It was last week actually now, because and this was in Edinburgh. And this was a deafening boom over Edinburgh. Actually, a lot of people reported this to the police because they thought it was either gunfire or a bomb going off. And I think it happened quite early in the morning, sort of 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So it woke a lot of people up. And I was reading up about this. I'd never heard of it before, but I mean, it wasn't quite as amazing as I think it should be, where literally all the snow falls at the same time. That would have been incredible. But basically, it's snow falling, but it's the cold air coming down and the warm, hot air rising, and you basically get a thunderstorm whilst it snows. Amazing.
I would love to experience that. It must be absolutely amazing. I love snow, so yeah, that would be I think that's going to be on my bucket list.
I don't know if you could ever find it again. I mean, I don't know.
It actually sounds like a combination of my worst things in the whole world ever. Sudden loud noises, which always make me do a bit of a wee, and snow, which I dislike intensely because I don't like cold. So that would have worried me. I wouldn't have gone so far as to phone the police, but I would have been that one up with my ear to the window, waking her up and saying, "What was that? What was that? We're being ram raided."
I would love it. I'm with you. I love snow. Love it, love it, love it. And in fact, I'm so devastated by the news reports today, which are saying that the south of England might not have icy days or frosty days or snowy days in 10 years' time because of climate change. So I've got to move up north planned.
That really makes me sad, because obviously I grew up in a country that's got 4 seasons, and that's spring, summer, autumn and winter, and they are literally very different. You get really hot summer and you get absolutely freezing cold winter with loads of snow and ice. And as a child growing up in the snow, oh my god, you have so much fun, and it's so much nicer for the parents, just throw the kids out in the road and they just spend hours getting cold, wet, frozen. I used to come home soaking wet and like blue in the face because I was so cold, but I was so happy.
Our kids can't deal with it in this country though. They all get excited and they put their hats and scarves and boots and that on, and they go outside for 33 seconds and then come in freezing cold, want a bath and a hot chocolate, and as soon as they've done that they want to go back out again, and it's cyclical of thinking it's a good idea, going outside and realizing it's actually a terrible idea, isn't it?
Oh, that makes me sad.
Yeah, but you know what? It's only because we only get, if we're lucky, we might get 1 or 2 snow days a year. So, like, they're not equipped for it. You would have had all the layers and the thermals and the special gloves and your lovely little bubbly hat that came down over your ears. You would have had all of that.
Yeah, our kids go out in active wear and then wonder why they're freezing their nipples off.
It's not the right clothing. But I think we're going to see more of this change, like you were saying, with global warming and climate change. We're going to have more erratic weather, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit more of things like thunder snow and the flash flooding and kind of that real erraticness. But I feel like the winters are definitely getting wetter and milder, which I'm really sad about, because I love a nice crisp sunny day with the fog and the frost and the icicles, and that. We don't get that now. It's just wet.
I know.
Dreary.
I miss those good old days when I used to eat yellow snow. It's the best days of my life.
No. It did feel like when we were kids, we had more snow days, more snow, better winters.
Bigger snow. Like
big snow. She always talks about the big snow.
1984,
the big snow.
Proper snow you could build a snowman with.
I'm telling that's 3 years before you were born.
Shush, don't need to be going down that road. But in 1984, I can remember getting properly stuck in the snow. I was only little, and my welly boots got stuck, and it was
fantastic.
couldn't find them. Well, I did find them eventually, but to take a while. Yeah, anyway.
But what amazes me, though, just one more thing, in this country, if it snows a bit, all the schools shut. We used to go to school, dig in a tunnel to get to school, but the schools never shut, never.
Because we're not equipped for the weather.
We're not equipped. And what's more, actually, is the teachers aren't equipped to deal with the children with the weather, because snow turns children into hyperactive mini idiots. Yeah. To be honest, if I was a teacher, if I saw one flake coming down, I'd be like, that's it, school closed for the rest of the week. Kids slipping around everywhere and keep getting stuck to poles that they're licking and touching and stuff. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs it.
All those broken ankles, I know. It's not worth it.
Yeah, eyeballs coming out because people are putting bricks in snowballs and stuff. Kids today, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
What has changed?
Grange Hill, but a lot worse. Dangerous. Anyway, moving on from the lovely darlings of today's youth, I think our next story we're going to go to is we are going to go to as a story that broke over the weekend, which is the amazing, brilliant Elliot Page. Where is he?
There we go.
Can you guys see him?
No.
Not yet.
Look, so as most of us know, I think by now, Elliot Page decided to come out over the weekend to announce his new self to the world. There he is. Can we see that now? There we go. Fantastic. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love Elliot Page. I've always been a fan of his work since I saw a little indie film many years ago called Hard Candy. And right there and then, they became one of my favourite actors in the whole world. And I just think he's so incredibly brave and brilliant for coming out in the big, bold way that he did. And I love it.
Yeah, he just went for it, didn't he? He was like, this is my time. I've decided this is the moment for me to come out. And actually, I don't really care what anyone else says. I'm just going to put it out there for everyone to, and everyone's going to have an opinion on it. But he's really owned it. So
yeah, it's going to be tough in the showbiz. It's never easy. Things like that.
But really refreshing.
But the support that he received, and I think that was beautiful, actually. And within a matter of minutes, his Wikipedia page had been changed, his pronouns had been changed on Netflix, and the media really jumped on board and supported him. And even people that were misgendering him in comments on newspaper articles, the newspaper were coming along and correcting people using the wrong pronouns. And I think that is a really, really positive move, I think.
Yeah, lovely to see that proactive approach, isn't it, to make sure that everything is exactly as it should be for Elliot as he begins this stage of his life. And I think one of the other things that was brilliant was the support of his wife. And she was actually very vocal against people who were criticising Elliot Page for perhaps leaving one element of the LGBTQ community behind, which is very disappointing to see. But his wife completely shut them down on Twitter, and that was really fabulous. And to see that marriage as it is in all its glory is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's really positive, isn't it? I think for we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, but us on the street and in the community to actually see somebody coming out and being so proud and happy, and seeing such a positive relationship at home as well, and that actually you can have a positive life and you can be happy, and hopefully having all those organizations and newspapers and that on board, and the media, actually this hopefully isn't going to affect his career going forward. If anything, it's going to propel it.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately I've only ever seen the Hard Candy, and I thought it was brilliant. He was very young back then. And it was a great film. I've never seen anything else, but I am definitely going to watch everything he's done. I'm so intrigued, and I'm looking forward to it.
Just an incredible actor, absolutely incredible actor. And I think, the talent is still there, and he's still exactly the same person. And, I think it's lovely the support that he's had in his career, actually, and the fact that everybody he works with, the companies that he works for at the moment, have all made statements and said, he's totally still got a job and he's still playing the same character, and nothing's changed, and we're fully behind Elliot. And I just think the change now compared to, you know, a lot of the coming outs we've seen over the years, I think it's a really positive change, and just shows that the people that have campaigned and the people that have been honest and the people that have been vocal really have actually made a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in a week where actually we had some perhaps negative trans news with the High Court ruling against the blockers, I think it's really important that actually the community has had some positive news, and actually it just goes to show that if people are working towards trying to make change, that actually it can have an effect. It might take a while to get there, but we will get there.
Yeah, it does unfortunately feel like 2 steps forward and 1 step back at the moment, but we will get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think things like this, you know, positive stories of real visibility, just, you know, help the whole situation, don't they? Really, give the community a boost, I think. But if you've only ever seen Elliot Page in Hard Candy, that means that you haven't watched Tales of the City.
No,
neither have I actually.
Oh, you have to. Do you know what? It's an old school thing back from the early 90s, and then they did like a follow-up. Well, not a remake, a follow-up. And it's got Olympia Dukakis in it, and I love her. But yeah, all the old cast came back, and you should really check it out. It's a little masterpiece, actually.
Okay. Yes, and that's a
story of like the queer community in San Francisco. Just lovely. Oh, good.
Great, another one on the list.
Yeah, and I've got a feeling there might be a big movie coming up with him. Maybe wouldn't that be a great film to do the sort of transitioning of Elliot Page?
Perhaps, but see what he feels like doing,
or a film based on his transition.
I almost feel like we've kind of watched him grow so much in his movies over the last 20 years. Actually, we all kind of transition in a certain extent as we're growing up, don't we, and developing, so it's kind of the next stage in his journey.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic to think how honest actually he's always been with himself and with the public, and when he initially came out a few years back, the support he received then, and then obviously they're coming out this week. I think it's really lovely to see somebody in the public eye that, although it must be nerve-wracking, it must be frightening, but to not be too frightened, to be their authentic self and to tell the world this is how it is now, like it or lump it. And people just seem to absolutely love him whatever he does, and I think that's, you know, it's real mark of somebody that's really loved and really appreciated for who they are and what they do, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Good for him. Go Elliot.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. He can come to our dinner party.
Definitely.
More chairs, girls. We really do need some more chairs for all these people coming to our dinner party.
Right.
Well, can you imagine having Peter Patchell and Elliot
Page.
Oh God,
that'd be a good night.
Fantastic.
It would be a good night. Okay, so should we move on to our next story then? So we've got, whose story is this one? This is Lisa's story now.
It is.
Let's get this up. Can we see?
No. Yeah.
I'm sure you can work your magic. It will come up.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. How's that?
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. Oh, it's an advert. It's an advert. Hold on. Forever the Pro, then.
There we go.
Strictly Come Dancing. So last year, Strictly Come Dancing had the first same-sex couple, male couple. This year they had the first same-sex female couple, and on top of that, they decided to have a drag routine. Which actually, I don't actually watch Strictly, so I've only seen the clips. But how refreshing it was to see those rainbow fans in all their glory, and you know, a routine that was inspired by Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, on mainstream telly on a Sunday evening or Saturday evening. It was just fantastic. But unfortunately, not everybody feels it's fantastic, and there's been a huge amount of complaints, and Strictly has suffered quite a backlash from having this kind of inclusive programming. Disappointing in my view, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, once again, I'm happy that they're stepping above the parapet a little bit, because I feel like they have been, obviously BBC as well can be a little bit behind in some of their programming, and for for them to step forward and to do same-sex dances and the backlash they've had for that, to then come out and do drag, I was really pleased that, I dip in and out of Strictly, but I know a lot of people watch it. To be that bit more mainstream, you've got lots of different demographics watching it, and it's a classic in the family home on a weekend, isn't it? There's so many families that watch it. And to have something like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, or inspired by them, who hasn't? I feel like Yana hasn't. I've been to see it a couple of times and I absolutely love it. And when you look in the crowd, it's full of people. So for them to have such a backlash against such a fantastic show that's been going for so long, it's really sad again.
I don't understand it at all. Positivity, beautiful colours and happiness, singing, and how can anyone have a problem with that? But I'm pretty sure there was more people that liked it, and only a small percentage, I'm hoping, that were against it.
It's the silly give as well, isn't it? It's this is a family show, and but families come in all different shapes and sizes, and I won't have somebody tell me what my family should enjoy. And also drag is one of the oldest art forms in the world. This has been around for a really long time. People have always enjoyed drag performers, and to criticize it and say that it has no place on mainstream TV and on primetime TV, I think is ludicrous. It really is. Who is it hurting? How could that possibly offend anyone? Somebody doing a jolly dance wearing whatever the heck they want. How can that be a problem for anybody?
Exactly. And like you say, the complaints that came in, and it's the same when Nicola Adams joined, and I forget the name of the gentleman that did it last year, but it's like it's family viewing, and this is ruining the British way of life and that. And I'm like, but actually, what about a family that isn't your traditional male and female couple with children? You've a whole load of families that are watching this, and actually they don't feel like they're represented, and actually those kids are growing up in the same-sex couple thinking actually we're not normal, and by not having that on TV we're just reaffirming that actually we're not normal families, and it shouldn't be like that anymore.
Well, I can tell you what, we're a normal family, and we do all the things that normal families do, and our kids get so excited when they see representation on the telly. They absolutely love it. So, for everybody having a win saying it doesn't belong on primetime TV, there are kids bouncing up and down on the sofa with excitement that they can see, people like the people they love on the telly being represented and having fun.
Fantastic.
So important, isn't it?
It is. It's the same conversation we've had with schools over the years, about resources within the classrooms, making sure that there's representation in the stories that they're reading. All those things are just so important for children and young people, and it's integral that it's embedded in our society, on a day-to-day basis. And the fact that it's just tiresome that we still have to have these conversations, isn't it? It's just ridiculous at this point that we're still having to, answer those kind of complainers who just can't let people live and let live. And, it's just such a pity.
I think what is sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say, once again, it comes down to education. I was actually, it's not really related, but I was watching I love watching Come Dine With Me. I was watching it one last night, and it's an older one, probably a couple of years old. But there's this woman that came up with something that I thought it was shocking when she said, there's pink and there's blue jobs. And I'm like, how can you even? In 2020, and this was 2018 probably, pink and blue jobs. Yeah, the jobs that women should do are the pink and the blue for the man. I'm like, we don't live in that.
Such a backdated year, isn't it?
So it doesn't surprise me. Obviously, this is someone that's not been educated properly for them to say things like that. And she will be that person that will have a problem with things that happen. And absolutely, that happen on the Strictly Come Dancing. It's education.
The good thing is the BBC don't uphold these complaints because they certainly say that they're committed to diversity, and the thing is you're always going to have people that have issues with anything that's different from themselves, and they're all there. It's always those people that sit and write the letters. You don't see our community writing to every single show that doesn't have queer representation, do you? We would never stop writing letters, and then you get the moaning minis that see one bloke in a frock doing a twirl, and that's it. The pen's out. They've got the quill out, and they're firing off letters left, right, and centre to anyone that will listen.
But you're right. It's so important that places like the BBC and the ITV and that actually do stand up for their diversity and for their viewers, because for those children that are sitting at home watching it, and maybe they don't live in an inclusive house, the only way they're going to find out about other things in the community is by watching TV and by having education in school. So it's really important that we have it on mainstream TV and in programs where children are going to watch it. It can't be after 9 o'clock when the kids have gone to bed and they're not going to get that education.
There's no need to have it after the watershed because it's not hurting anyone. It's light entertainment. It's dancing.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's dancing.
That's all it is. It's dancing, and it's called.
Yeah,
and they danced it brilliantly. So I don't know what I'm worried about.
I don't know.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, we should watch it back. Yeah.
And we also have to choose. So sorry, yeah. And I was just thinking, which are the pink jobs I'll be doing, and which are the blue jobs you're going to be doing.
Thanks.
Should we move on to your story then, Jana?
Yeah, we can. What is it?
I'm excited about yours.
Well, me too. And I might need your help with this. Are you bringing it up on the screen at all?
Yeah,
trying.
So I might need your help with this, girls, because I've been here for like what feels like 50 odd years, and I know I don't look old enough. It feels like I've been in this country for a long time, and I absolutely love English language, and I'm still learning it. It's in a way it's an easy language to learn, but it's incredible. Like the play on words in English language are incredible, and so recently they have what's the word? They had a little competition of what out of 10 funniest words in the English dictionary, and they've come up with the 10 funniest words, which I don't know, I maybe know a couple of them, so maybe you girls can help me. So the 10 words that have become the 10 funniest words in the dictionary are apchak, babby, boff, wriggly, yat, giggle, cooch, puffball, jiggly, and is it gaffle? I don't know how you say it. Gaffool.
Okay. So let's go one by one. All right. What's the first one?
Okay, so let's go with apchak. I've never heard this. What is it? It sounds funny.
Apchak.
No idea.
Yes, throwing up, right?
Yeah.
Vomiting.
Oh, so I don't say I vomited. I say I apchucked.
It's up to you. You can say anything. My dad would have said you'd had a technicolor yawn.
Oh wow, I've never heard that one before.
That could also be called a rainbow upchuck.
A rainbow upchuck. See, you're creative.
You forget it. Okay, so no, I'm glad. I love that word. I think it's really sounds really nice.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one.
Yeah. What about bubby? What is bubby?
I don't know.
How do you spell it?
B-U-B-B-Y.
Bubby.
Bubby.
Baby.
It's baby, isn't it? But I would say it's probably more of a word for your partner rather than for your baby. I don't know.
Bubby. Yeah.
Well, we call each other Bubba.
But yeah, I call Jana Bubba, so that's, I don't know why.
It's just it's a bit like that, only completely different.
Yeah.
So I love it. Bubby. I see Bubby. If I say Bubby, that's a grandma in
It's
Slovakia.
a grandma, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's
Bubby.
nice, isn't it? Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Very warming.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's funny when you use it as a grandma, but
No, I won't call you Bubby because that's like I'm calling you my grandma. So that's
well,
fair.
maybe we don't
So
do
we'll
that.
just stick to Baba.
Yeah.
The next one is Boff.
I was a buff at school.
So is it like a nerd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Again,
it's a shortened version of boffin, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they tend to be geeky, super intelligent. Like, if you're a boffin, you know lots of stuff about a particular topic.
so that was the word when we were at school was boff. And the kids now, they don't use words like that. They say a try hard. Oh, she's a try hard. Because apparently it's really bad to try hard at things.
Yeah.
We've got to try hard upstairs.
That's what's amazing. I mean, because in English, boff is like what we just explained, and then you've got buff, which is someone that's buff, yeah?
But you've got a different letter, so it makes it a different word.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But you just, in English language, just change that one letter, you know, and it just completely different word.
Simple people.
Or just not change any of the letters, but have the same word mean 7 or 8 different things, which we like to do as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
In my language, like, it's completely 2 different words, like, and you just change one letter. How amazing is that?
Because we like to confuse non-English speakers. That's all it is.
I absolutely love it, and I still get it wrong. The next word is wriggly, and I think that's a little bit like
Wriggly. It's just
It's a funny word, isn't it?
It is a funny word.
Is it wriggly or wiggly?
Wriggly.
Like the chewing gum.
Wriggly.
Yeah, wriggly.
Yeah,
Wriggly
same thing, wriggly or wiggly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You wriggle through things.
I know that one. The next one I don't know. Yaps. Oh, maybe I do.
Like a
See,
dog.
that to me sounds like a really naughty word.
It could be. Well, yaps is what a dog does, right? There's tiny dogs that look like hamsters. They yap.
A yap.
But I suppose yaps sounds to me like it could be a colloquialism for whackers.
Whackers. I might have to look that up because I don't think it means the doggy thing. It's got to be, yeah.
Is it a word for boobies?
I've never used it as a word for boobies. I was going down another path.
Is that what you're saying? That yaps is boobies?
Well, it might be. I don't know. It's a new one on me.
Anything you want it to be.
It's just that it sounds
You can
funny.
be any word for boobs, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh my
Like
God.
what?
I don't know.
Well, I won't call you yaps just in case.
Whackers?
Yapper.
Yeah.
Say it in Irish, Lisa. How would it sound in Irish?
What, boobies?
No, yaps.
Yappers.
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 I'm just trying to see if I can find it.
She's Googling it. This isn't fair. You can't Google
Well, I'm
it.
just curious.
Yaps. Y-A-P-S.
Sharp, shrill bark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all it is. Well, I knew that one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, he's always yapping at me.
It can be used to describe a mouth. That you keep your yap shut.
No, see,
That'd be me.
No.
Crap.
I think we should now all begin using it as another word for boobies.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that. I'm
Catches on.
Show us your yaps.
Nice yaps, yeah.
Get your yaps out.
We'd use baps, wouldn't we? So, you know, it's a bit like that.
Exactly. And as Jana says, us British, what we do is we just change one letter and give it, you know.
Same thing.
Yaps and baps, yeah.
Next one is giggle, which is quite self-explanatory.
Yeah,
Everybody knows giggle. Funny word. Cooch. What about cooch?
Cooch is a word for fanny, right?
Is it? It sounds very naughty.
Yeah.
We have cooch. It's a type of grass. It's like a variety of grass in your lawn. Cooch grass.
Mm.
I like the sound of a cooch.
Yeah, see, I think cooch, I think it is a lady pant area.
Yes. Well, according to the Google gods, it is a woman's genitals.
No, oh, it is.
Oh, I feel so bad knowing it every week.
Oh, the English language is so sexy and romantic. Hello, love. I really like your yaps and cooch.
We know how to do romance.
So what makes me wonder then, if cooch is another word for nonny, why people, when they're calling like a dog or a cat or sometimes even a baby, do they go coochie coochie coo?
Oh.
Yeah, that's not right, is it?
I thought they were saying
Inappropriate.
I thought it was poochie poochie poo.
No, that's when you're talking to a dog.
Just specifically for dogs. You wouldn't do that for a cat or
Yeah.
a raccoon.
No, yeah.
Weird. Very weird. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Next word is gaff.
Gaff?
Gaff. How do you say?
Gaff law.
No, gaff.
Guff law.
Oh, no, L.
That's
not
the laugh.
L.
Oh,
That's the
guff law.
laugh, yeah.
No,
That's a
L.
big
Sorry.
laugh, isn't it?
I always thought it was kind of.
How's it
So
spelled?
GUFFAW.
Yeah,
Gaff.
Oh,
Yeah, big hearty belly laugh.
Oh, really?
I thought it might be someone like passing some wind.
That's
So you
guff.
have a guff. Yeah. So someone that does it regularly, they're a bit of a guffaw.
Oh, so because when you laugh really hard, you occasionally fart.
There you go.
Or do anything really if you stand up too quick.
Oh my God, now it's all making sense. Thank you very much, girls. And
I feel like I've just muddied the English language quite considerably rather than clarified anything for you or anyone watching this. I think I've just muddied the water completely.
I am loving this version. The next word I've got is puffball, and I love the sound of that. It is cute and funny.
Puffball, I would think, is a type of fungi. It's like a puff, like a mushroom puffball. No.
I'm Googling it. Look, I'm having to confiscate her phone.
It's more fun when we make up the meanings.
For puffball.
To be honest,
isn't there like a what do you call it? A Pokemon called Puffball?
well, I call Molly puffball. I call her Hello puffball.
You've never once called me puffball.
This is where we find out that puff a terrible word.
Maybe it's somebody else.
I'm sure there is a Pokemon with a similar name.
Yeah.
Oh, she's thinking of the Powerpuff Girls, isn't she? Yeah.
Oh.
Or is it the Powder
No,
Puff?
but now I am.
It's such a puffball. Oh, you
Puffball.
I'm sure it's a mushroom.
I really want to find out now. Give her the phone back.
Big spongy things you take in the shower.
It could be that.
Could be.
It could be that. Or you could call your dog that's really fluffy a little puffball of love.
A
Yeah.
puffball could be a fart.
Oh yeah. Little puff.
Mm-hmm.
So all these words really.
Bread, and you throw your bread down on your floured board, and it goes.
It makes a puffball.
I think it works in all kinds of scenarios myself.
Should we make it word?
Word of the week. Yes, let's make this a new feature actually on Muse of the News. Word of the week. Yana,
Yes.
pick one.
Well, we've got one more left, and that's jiggly.
We know what jiggly means.
Okay, we won't use that one because we know what it means.
We can jiggle everything.
Okay, I'm picking. It's gonna have to be upchuck. I love it. Love the sound of it.
Okay.
It's not very sexy, but
Well, if it has rainbow in front of it, it's better.
A rainbow upchuck as well.
Yeah.
Towards the end of Pride for a lot of people.
yeah, because you've eaten too many Skittles.
Far too many Skittles. Enjoy the rainbow.
But I love the Skittles wrapping. I love their packaging for Pride.
In Pride Month, where they take all the colour out and say that they don't want to steal our rainbow.
It's fantastic. I love it.
And it's special fun for Sarah on our Pride team, who's allergic to orange. So it's a bit of a, is she going to survive Pride Month if she has a bag of Skittles?
Bit of a Russian roulette.
But yes, particularly if they just make them all white, but actually still use orange flavouring in some of them.
Yeah, it's a bit dicey, but I love it. It's really great that they get on board. Little things to make our month more special.
Yeah.
Provided they make a contribution from all those sales back to the LGBTQ community.
Well, that's the thing, do they?
Rather than riding our rainbow and gaining
And then upchuck all over us.
upchucking their own money back into their own bank.
Yes.
Maybe we need to ask them
However,
questions.
I'm pretty sure that they do.
We'll have to look into that.
We'll have a look. Fabulous.
Fantastic. This has been so much fun. Thank you, girls, for explaining all these words. I feel like I've learned something incredible again.
Come to us anytime you need any doing of words, because we are happy to invent reasons and meanings for you anytime you like.
Can I give you a good Irish one before we finish up?
Oh, please do.
Okay, banjaxed.
Banjaxed.
Say it again.
It is banjaxed.
And what does it mean?
Sounds good.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes.
Ah.
Huh?
Oh.
Eh?
No,
Yes.
asking you to guess.
Oh, guess.
Yes, I thought you said yes. It's the accent. Banjaxed.
It was her accent, it wasn't me.
That's
So forbidden.
No.
no. Although it might be if you're from a convent.
It basically means if something is ruined, but it's most often used when somebody is rather tipsy. So I would say Kel's a bit banjaxed. Or
And that wouldn't be me at all, because that doesn't happen.
No.
Well, Yana has a word in Scottish to mean the same thing.
Oh, a bluted.
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 Yeah.
Bluted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bluted.
Bluted.
Bluted. As in
Blue
blue
turd.
turd. Yeah.
Well,
Well, in Ireland we say fluted.
Bluted.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Bluted.
Fluted and bluted.
Bluted.
Completely fluted.
Well, I had a Scottish person telling me one night that I'm bluted, and I thought they telling me I'm a blue turd, and I couldn't understand why they're telling me I'm a blue turd, and it was drunk,
It was drunk.
and I wasn't drunk.
No.
You might have been
Never.
drunk.
You never are.
Absolutely, Lisa, can you say one more thing in Irish?
33 and a third.
Yes, thank you. How did you know? How did you know I was going to ask?
It's probably the thing that I get asked to say most.
I love it. Turtete. Turtete and a turd.
Good. It means you'll never lose your accent.
I hope not. I love her accent.
You know,
Yeah.
my accent has mellowed quite a bit, and when I go back to Ireland, it comes back with a vengeance.
She goes super Dublin.
Yeah.
Even if she's just on the phone to somebody in Dublin, she just switches a switch and goes super dub.
I can't wait. I hope you can go to Ireland soon, Lisa.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm really homesick. Really homesick. Need to go and see my new nephew, who's like, was born at the beginning of lockdown, is now walking and lost all his early babyness.
We haven't seen him.
So desperate.
What's all the cute stuff?
Oh, he's still super cute, but I just, you know that those cuddles when they're like,
when they were still folded
tiny
up.
and you know,
Aww. Like cute and wriggly and puffbally and coochie, or maybe not coochie.
Probably not coochie. No.
Up chucky.
When you get older.
I don't. He likes his food. I don't think he's up chucky. I think he keeps.
Oh, I thought all the babies up chuck all the time.
No.
Just me then. Right.
Well, thank you so much for having us, ladies.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure, and it's been educational as well this week, Yana. So thank you for that news article.
Thank you.
Good roundup of all things. So if anybody has any articles that they'd like us to discuss next time, please send them over. You can email them to the Pride team. Any one of us, Lisa, Kel, Yana, or Molly at prideinsurrey.org.
There you go.
Please do. And I think, you can do that. That would be cool. We'll include them next time.
Or you can tweet them to us, or you can send them on the Facebook page, or comment underneath our YouTube. Just however, there's lots of ways to get in touch with us. So just send us the articles if you'd like us to review them.
Yes, please.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yana, do you want to do your special bit?
Oh yeah, guys. Also, please remember, if you are struggling at all, do get in touch with us in Pride in Surrey, and you can do this via the text service that we offer. If you text "talk" in capitals to 88440, and there'll be someone there to point you in the right direction. Right? Absolutely.
Okay. Right. So thank you for another week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Cheers, guys.
Ciao. Ciao.